You can't hear me with the mask. You want it this way? Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the media. We welcome you once again to another press conference by the NPP on the recently ended 2020 general elections. We continue to thank you for your years of support for the activities of the New Patriotic Party and for being the conduit through which we carry on with our public education exercise. May God bless you and bless our nation. First, we as a party condemn the shooting incidents at TECHIMAN South on the day of the declaration of the results, which led to the death of 2 people and left others injured. We ask the security agencies to undertake the needed investigations into the incidents. Today, we have called you in respect of TECHIMAN South parliamentary elections. I must state also here that we do not speak for the Electoral Commission. We speak for ourselves, and we speak to set the record straight as against a multitude of lies peddled by the NDC yesterday. It is important to state upfront that the NPP parliamentary candidate for TECHIMAN South, Mr. Martin Ajay Mensah Korsah, won that election and so declared by the EC. For the avoidance of doubt, we present to you the results of TECHIMAN parliamentary elections as per all pink sheets available to us. Martin Ajay Mensah Korsah, NPP, 49,682, and I repeat, Martin Ajay Mensah Korsah, NPP, 49,682. 2. Christopher Baire Basongut, NDC, 49,205, and I repeat, 2. Christopher Baire Basongut, NDC, 49,205. Per all the pink sheets available to us, which are here displayed, our candidate, Martin Ajay Mensah Korsah, was duly elected as MP for TECHIMAN South for the next parliament, January 2021 to January 2025. Having said that, ladies and gentlemen of the press, it is important for us to expose the lies, deceit, propaganda, and political chicanery, shenanigans, and dishonesty of the NDC since the process towards the 2020 elections began. The NDC has always sensed that it will lose the 2020 elections. And so, from the beginning of the year, they had constantly been impugning the integrity of the EC as per their presidential candidate's logic, that if you sense that you are losing the elections or the match, attack the referee, attack the integrity of the referee, Mahama, this is Mahama at the NDC 2016 last rally. Ghanaians will recall that way back in September, and specifically on September 24th, 2020, Mr. Mahama made clear his intention not to accept the 2020 election results. Which results did he say he won't accept? The one in which he was going to be declared winner, or the one in which he was going to be declared loser? As they say in Ghana, I can't think far. But for the moment, let us come back to TECHIMAN South elections. I have already stated TECHIMAN South parliamentary elections were collated and Martin J. Mensah duly declared winner. The NDC initially said that there was no collation in TECHIMAN South. Now they are asking for recollation. If there was no collation in the first place, how can there be recollation? But it is important to point out to the NDC that after results have been collated and declared, the only remedy available to them if they disagree with the collated and declared results is to go to court of competent jurisdiction. But as is obvious to Ghanaian people, the NDC is not ready to be put in strict proof. All they want to do is court public disaffection for the EC, and by that reduce the legitimacy of MPP's victory in the eyes of well-meaning Ghanaians. But in their attempt to do so, they have constantly exposed their own lies and reduced their own esteem in the eyes of Ghanaian people. This far, NDC has put out several results as representing what they call true results of TECHIMAN South parliamentary elections. But there cannot be multiple truths. So which of the several results that NDC has put out represents the true results of the TECHIMAN parliamentary elections? Yesterday, the minority in parliament promised to display all 265 pinches from TECHIMAN South. In the end, they subjected viewers to fabricated images of an Excel spreadsheet. Excel spreadsheet, not collated sheet of the EC. I think media men and the public know the difference. Such gross deceit and incompetence. And according to them, the MPP candidate obtained 50,013 votes, while their candidate obtained 50,306 votes. So according to the NDC majority's juju figure, NDC won TECHIMAN South with a difference of 293 votes. On the 10th of December 2020, Johnson Esiedun Ketia claimed that NDC candidate polled 50,569, while the NPP candidate polled 49,874 votes, making it a vote difference of 695. On the 11th of December 2020, John Dramani Mahama, presidential candidate of the NDC, claimed that the NDC parliamentary candidate gained 50,414 votes, while the MPP parliamentary candidate obtained 49,825, in which case, according to candidate Mahama, the NDC candidate won with a difference of 592 votes. Then on 21st December 2020, the NDC candidate himself, Christopher Beire, in an interview with Joy FM's Joseph Opoku Gakpo, claimed that he won the elections with a margin of 700. Around 4 p.m. on the same day, on Joy News, he claimed he has won by 2,000 votes. Later the same day on News Night, on Joy News, the very same Christopher Beire claimed that he won the election with a vote margin of 825. So, ladies and gentlemen of the media, if we are to believe the NDC story that they won the TECHIMAN South parliamentary elections. They won it with vote difference of 293, at a point 695, at a point 592, at a point 700, and then 825. Mind you, we are talking about an election in one constituency. In this singular constituency, the NDC won by 5 different margins. Ridiculous. They are so inept, lazy, and propaganda driven to such an extent that they can't get basic computing right. Basically, they can't even tell a consistent lie. How could they be incompetent even at forgery? Ladies and gentlemen of the press, let me state again, for purposes of emphasis, that MPP won the presidential election of 2020 and tied with the NDC on parliamentary elections, at least for now. And I say for now because we have signaled our intention to go to court to challenge the validity of a number of seats which the EC has declared for the NDC. We are also going to challenge some of their parliamentary results, and you will hear from us very soon. For us, in the court of law, not in the streets. Have you all noticed that suddenly the NDC has stopped talking about presidential election? To date, they have provided no figure to back all the street protests that they have urged other people's children to embark on, while they keep their children either in the comfort of their homes or in cozy villas abroad. This is why NDC has always been opposed to a universal access to education by all Ghanaians. They want to keep an uninformed population, so propaganda, lies, and deceit can have a legitimate hold on the politics of our country. This is pathetic. Ladies and gentlemen, we are almost in the Christmas season, and so we shall not keep you for long. We wish to reiterate the point that the 2020 elections has been one of the cleanest and the most transparent in Ghana's election history. CODEO, EU, ECOWAS, and other international observers have all affirmed the same. No effort to denigrate the results of election 2020 will gain traction. We call on Mahama to tell his supporters the truth, that he lost the election. It is okay if he wants to go to court, the support of his party for another try in 2024, but it is not okay to endanger the lives of other people's children, and by that endanger the security of our country. This far, the security agencies have been professional in their handling of the provocations that Mahama has encouraged his supporters to foment. We cannot, however, be sure what will happen if he continues to display such carelessness and irresponsibility in not wanting to go to the appropriate forum to seek for redress, but continue to fight for his battles on the streets. Already, respected bodies like the National House of Chiefs, the Peace Council, the Coalition of Civil Society Organizations have called on Mahama to follow the law in addressing his grievances. He should do the needful. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a prosperous 2021 New Year. May God bless our homeland Ghana and make her a great and strong nation. I thank you.
Hold on. So can you walk us through?
Many things happened on the declaration and the process of declaring the election results in TECHIMAN South, and we want to walk you through what the video captured for you to see what really went on. To begin with, the collation center is supposed to engage only the 2 agents and the security forces. So if you look at the melee, the chaotic situation that was happening there by NDC supporters and members who mass up, and I think one of their strategy was to mass up at various collation centers on the D-Day when they know they were losing, because they did that here, they did that at Escado Kitan. did that at Secretary also and other places. Why? Allow the EC to collect in a serene atmosphere. Because you need a peace of mind and peace to pick figures, to transpose figures from the pink sheet onto the collation sheet. But if there is that chaotic situation that we're going to find ourselves here, it will be difficult for anybody to do the kind of collation we would have expected. So I think the EC has done well. But many people who were there, particularly the NDC folks, have breached the law by attacking the EC officials, because it is against the law under the PNDC Political Parties Act. All right, let's go.
So we have Seth here. He is a member of the IT team, and we have a pin sheet. We have a collection of our pin sheets here for all the 32 electoral areas, and then on there you see the videos of the collation. So you have the NDC candidate. Thank you very much. We have the NDC candidate. He is the man in the Lacoste t-shirt. Now you see here. This man is a leading member of the NDC. He's the assemblyman for Sansama electoral.
So this is the EC collation center.
Yes, this is the Bon Champion Hall, TECHIMAN Municipal Assembly, where the collation was done. So you see the NDC candidates in the Lacoste t-shirts there, leading members of the NDC. We have the assemblyman for Sansama, the man in mask, we call him Buguma. He was a parliamentary.
Call him
Buguma Muhammad. He was a parliamentary aspirant. He contested the NDC primaries. He couldn't make it. The man sitting there with the tag is the NDC constituency chairman, called Chamanu Fowl. And then the man in mosque, his back is facing us, so we can't.
So was this an NDC collation center or EC collation center? Because I can read you what the CI 125 says about who and who should attend a collation.
So this is at the time that the collation was going on. A lot of the leading members of the NDC were around, but not all of them are captured in the photograph. In fact, at the collation center, the regional chairman was there, Chairman Nasu was there. There are other videos that we can show to identify a lot of the individuals. Yes, this is still at the collation center. If you can rotate it. Very good. Completed, and the director, the returning officer, was about declaring the results. So some of the people that we can identify in the picture, the man here is the first vice chairman NPP Bono East Region. The man in the mosque here is also a second vice chairman, the constituency second vice chairman. And then you can see Honorable Ajay Sankosa also. This is the man we saw, and then if you can look at it. So this is the returning officer. So the man who started the scaffold, who pushed the table, is the NDC parliamentary candidate himself, trying to scatter the documents and everything that the EC. Yes, that's the EC. So this is our Nasara coordinator, the man in t-shirts, MPP Nasara coordinator. And then, please, can you pause? This man, Red, is the former member of parliament in NDC. He's also called Ajay Mensah. Yes. 2012-2016. So, these are a lot of the NDC men. Let the video
Did you hear it?
The megaphone is the constituency organizer. You see,
he came and did the megaphone.
The whole thing was to stop the EC from going ahead to declare the results and to scatter the whole program. But thankfully, the EC returning officer was able to declare the results. And those of us who have won then went out. And so he is the constituency organizer of the TECHIMAN South. We have the DC, MC, Honorable for MP. And then observers. In fact, the first video where that we showed, we saw EU observers were all sitting there. So at the collation center, observers were allowed in everything that was going on there. They all saw. A lot of the NDC constituency executives, both regional and constituency, were all there. Okay, so from the EC, from our collation. This.
So these are screenshots of the collation.
This is a screenshot of the collation. But if you can. Okay, so this is the collation that was done at the EC. So after we have collated our figure, yes, this is NPP collation figures. After the collation, this is what we also obtained. You can see the polling station codes. That is the column shaded in blue. The polling station names, then the votes that the total registered voters for each polling station. The votes that NPP got, the votes that NDC got, they rejected, and then the total valid votes, which led to the total that the Electoral Commission declared that Honorable Ajay Mensah Kosa is the winner for the parliamentary elections in TECHIMAN South, and so declared. So if you can show the video, before the collation, the night before, there was also a scuffle where the NDC guys destroyed a number of pin sheets and ballot boxes for reasons best known to them.
Votes cast.
This is
a police station that I won.
GHS.
Damaged everything.
Look at the ballot box.
So this is the night, that's on the 7th, at the beginning of collation. That was what happened at the collation. And this is in front of the Champion Hall. The hall has a large land in front of it where the ballot boxes are arranged before they are taken into the collation center. So this incident happened at the collation center.
For your information, this matter was reported to the police by the Electoral Commission, and so it has records. And anybody can authenticate this. I believe that the police is still investigating. The returning officer, the presiding officer who was attacked is called James Ejay, and the security had to whisk him away to safety and subsequently lodged a complaint to the police. So it's important that you take note of this one.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as you showed, all the 267, in fact, traditionally we have 265 polling stations. The two additional polling stations are the special registration, the special votes polling centers. That adds up to the 267. So these are the pin sheets that we use in the collation process at the collation center. So if probably you can zoom. So we have Methodist JHS1 TECHIMAN. Polling station code is K010101B, where Honorable Ajay Mensah Kosa had NPP 386, and then Christopher Bayer Basonti NDC had 113.
Which police station are you mentioning?
This is Methodist JHS TECHIMAN 1 K0 K0 10 101B.
Yes, so that's it.
So, call the figure.
The figures is Honorable James Akos MPP 386.
386.
386.
NDC.
And then NDC is 113.
Reject.
So rejected is 2. In fact, even this one, the presiding officer made a mistake. He wrote 501.
Mention his name.
The presiding officer is Aganda Derek. The polling agent for MPP is Amorin James, and for NDC is Sule Isifu. So these are main sheets. In order to make, for simplicity's sake, we arrange our pin sheets according to electoral areas. So what I have is for one electoral area called Tunsuasi electoral area. So the next one is Methodist JHS TECHIMAN 2. Polling station code is K01 101 02A. K0 10 102A.
And it's a Diana. Is it a Diana JHS?
No,
We also.
It's immediately after the first police station that I mentioned.
Mention it again.
K0 10 102A.
So what is it? What is the real?
Mention it. The name of the police station.
Methodist JHS TECHIMAN 2. So go on. Go on. Oh. Go to K0.
Allow him.
That was how Methodist was spelled.
Oh, yeah, MBT.
So call it again. Call the code.
Call the code.
The code is K0 10 102A.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's
Met JHS TECHIMAN.
Yes.
Methodist is not
Methodist
right,
JHS.
So call the figure.
The figures NPP is 266, NDC 98, rejected is 0, and the total vote cast is 364.
The pen sheet.
The presiding officer is Upoku Kofi Isaac. For the agents, NPP agent is Aferi Yeboah Derek, and then NDC is Pineboa.
Okay. No, don't close it. Let it come out and get out.
come this way.
Come this way.
Yeah.
Come this way.
Okay.
And I think it can be picked. Yes.
Yes, they all signed.
Yes.
They all signed.
So this is that's what we have to do.
Okay.
So Chairman, while at the collation center, the focus of the new patriotic party was to ensure that the returning officer who has the responsibility under the law to declare the result was done. The NDC brought in their attacks, headed by their parliamentary candidate, and caused the mayhem. We have shown to you our pin sheets from all the 267 polling stations, and we've confirmed from the figures on the pin sheets as against what was recorded at the collation center before the attack. We expect the media to look at what the campaign manager and our MP-elect has presented to you as against the spreadsheet of the NDC and their minority.
And there are different numbers that they are.
And there are different numbers put out by Mr. John Dramani Mahama, Mr. Stephen Ketia, the candidate himself, and
Haruna Idris.
Thank you very much. Okay, Chairman, I'm told there's another video they want to show.
Okay. Let them finish that video.
That's why they were calling their supporters to come and cause.
That's what they did in Esikado Ketan and Sekirioso.
Okay, so we have a crowd gathering in front of the race.
This was after they made an announcement on Akina Radio that their members moved to the coalition center.
Massa.
And that they did. We had Sami Delphi, we had Osokuno, Esedu Kese, Mr. Fiyanka.
Okay, so we have a crowd gathering in front of the race.
And the same thing they are doing on daily basis, marching across, burning ties, and causing mayhem. So, yeah, this is
and you know, ne adofo no mo nsentwefo Mama Kwaba eba New Patriotic Party campaign officer. Yedamo asese emre twam emre bia ye frem a moba na mobeti asem na ema ye nyakwan ema Ghana mansan eni wi ase afa na nya so eti yasema ye pese ye ka yedamo ase ne se nya musi echeche se mu kire wi ase afa na ni Ghana fa na nya nyame shamo na Ghana for so yedamo ase wo sa adwuma na mudie no na edi kan yen New Patriotic Party and somewhere course war TECHIMAN South ada Electoral Commission e declare nipa onwini abano ye condemn shooting etuo toto atoto a course wo ho a e ma nipa mienu wu ya nipa bebre suso edi edem ye condemn pa sade no nti yesre security agencies say omomomode nye pensemu ewo sansemu a isi wo ho no em so hwe video ya ye be yi a wo be hu say nipa bi ye macho man said de omo de omo pene ade no so emra your friend see I 127 na ye dey adwuma nya no na isi ho yi ene ya friend mo say ye pese ye no mo di nkomo e fa TECHIMAN parliamentary elections no ho na e pese ye di kan ka esi sudua say your candidate MPP parliamentary candidate for TECHIMAN South your friend Owura Martin TECHIMAN Sakosa no ono ne di nkunim ewo abana ye to wo 7th December no Electoral Commission so e declare no sa ye hwe video no so ye hu ye na ye nyi hu akyini no ye de results a friend of pin sheet polling stations wo TECHIMAN for to ye no ye de ebi bedadi ama moahwe na ye keka sa polling stations no ne special voting menu a na wo TECHIMAN South no bomu a Owura Martin TECHIMAN Sakosa ojina ho ma MPP no onya 49,682 empim aduanan kron ahansia abiwotwe menu NDC candidate your friend Christopher Bayere Basom Goatini onya 49,205 empim aduanan kron ahanu menu ene enum na uhwe pin sheet ana nya ye to abawi a ye de kire de odi nkunim na Owura TECHIMAN ena TECHIMAN mensim for ayi no say onko gina o manem wo parliament foforo a ebeba bosumi a yebesi mu ekopim afi 2025 January na makasa wie no pese me di dedi ewo entro akohwi ene lata a NDC for abo ewo 2020 elections mu na omu hu se abana ekoto no ekoyi 2020 elections nti hyase na afina hyase na omu hyase se omu beye EC basa se na dwuma oye no enso ni from registration abepim ene so wohwemu a Ghana for e Brazil ho eko register na empo eku a efre no CDD eye pense mu se Ghana for we bisa mo kosha electoral commission mu gini tum ana mu gini tum no enipa oha mu nchiche mu adusia nson 67% na ka se omo wogidie ewo electoral commission o de no to 2016 at the same CDD ni bisa asa kosha na enipa 65% na ka se omo gi EC ni di at that time to hwe mu a EC we adwuma wa ye no aso Ghana for enipa so wo hwe pense mu a CDD for year no October omuda na di kire yenyana enti nsem a omuka se ombegu EC nani mu ase a Yera John Mahama oye presidential candidate edana no se so hwe na wo lose election na say ye bomb football na wo lose a but modern say wo di wani be kwa akosi referee no so na wa bona da pa wa twa da pa o kan sa se mi 2016 NDC last rally says abano wo koto na hu se nkoyi a for ni si electoral commission so ne twa da pa na man ko fo hu se na adwuma enso ni na enso entisa nti Ghana fo hu se free September so me nkunu specifically da na to so aduonu 9 ena Mahama can say onu de abaye beto no for 2020 no onji abano results no entum na results be no say onyentum nia ye beka say onu wadi nkunima na say de ye beka say wadi ntwo na senia ya yesa kan Ghana we de medwen hu a enyiye na emom sese no aye TECHIMAN South ntini a anti mum yen kan no ho asem TECHIMAN South elections no ye keka polling stations ni nyina boom polling stations ye keka ni nyina boom a Yera Martin J. Mensah and EC declare no say wa win initially no NDC for say collation cry ya nyebi there was no collation in TECHIMAN South after they almost say yes I collect bio recollation na ya nya collation better than ya be recollation video any say ya nya collation after almost recollation na ye person ye did to just say after the results have been collated ye collation no they declare ye nua Martin J. Mensah say wodi nkunim no say NDC for wasem ka wo ho a omo wasem ka wo ho a maybe also omo kwa ye court of competent jurisdiction na Ghana for P nim say NDC for there so omo kwa akogya court ye atu omo ano ehun no kure poten wasem no ene de omo mpe emu mbo abadi akohwi ni lata akire Ghana for eno na omo pe say ye digye abano ema wo iti NDC for ntia say MPP Yera Martin J. Mensah wa wini TECHIMAN South abano a Ghana for nya enimsa na NDC for person mutu mfuturo egu Ghana for ni na mfuturo no mpese wo mo atugu yani no tambia na ntro no no omutwa ti said the Ghana for ye ni aye dey hwe bibi first de results election results bebre wake away na we aka we but ye election baako e wo TECHIMAN South e wo say muaye baako e na eba Tidentina, Yebeshaseno, Yera Mahama, essay NDC are winning, or co to votes, no, now also a man winning by 293. December 2020, Johnson said, "Don't get say NDC candidate now winning. We are 50,569. Now MPP candidates in 49,874. I just one winning by 695. There were Mahama, so 11 December after I said, "Don't get here." Also, our year Frank Tunima and this is parliamentary candidate no TECHIMAN South no one winning by 50,417. Obra MPP candidate in 49,825. Let's just say NDC candidate in ABT yen candidate by 592. Idika the same can say I say don't get here say one winning by 695. Then Omrechi 21st December NDC candidate in Ankasa Christopher Beireno. Also Joy FM Joseph Oboku Gako interview no also a winning election TECHIMAN South by 700 votes, margin of 700. Sadana Evia Joy Force Afraid. Afraid also are winning by over 2,000 votes. Or winning by 2,000. Nenumere News Night. Joy Force Afraid. Christopher Beire say afraid they are winning by 825. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, and you know adofo media for more shower. Ye gidi say NDC for asem say omo na edi nkunimo TECHIMAN South parliamentary candidate no. E do baby a omo de ema 293 na win here. E do baby a omo de ema 695 na win here. E do baby a omo de ma 592. E do baby a omo de ma 700. E do baby a 825 for one election. You hear one result. Now, one election, one constituency, it means different results. And this is for me, a ridiculous. A one wasem. Into one day, woman to me, and transit, and J results in free police station, and can come home in your one resource. And no, a quadrana, laziness. And I say propaganda no and throw the no na I almost. And it is a won't mean ye bibia. Now we forgeries, so anti-forgeries won't be money ye money and conino crazy sakakra. Said the who say, we say. Until we say the kaka bill should you say. Presidential election no MPP winning. One touch. Ye jitum say parliamentary no yeni NDC say results I wo ho no electoral commission declare ye bosso na me kasa say ye bosso but ye hu constituencies bia wo mo ese wo mo anweni a ye de be court ye nkujia street so ye de be court ebi ne Pusiga, ebini Cape Coast North, ebini Boko Central, ebini Savelugu, ebini Sojaman, ebini Nkwanta North. Na ye lawyers, ye hu adwuma den dia. Enche bia umbishia court. Asin North, Cape Coast North, Boko Central, Pusiga, Savelugu, Sojaman, Nkwanta North, Badanka. Ye lawyers, ye hu adwuma enche ye de court ni ebi sha omunye street so ena emrado makwan se opese obi efun abato ho asema ye de ko ti eche ombe sha na presidential no there say o mun ka ho asem bi because 500,000 votes na EDBT no omo ni hu bi aka na omo fa figures bia mechre se omu di ni ena entro eni akohwi na omu nam krom edi na say me omu di video bi ba say anti J Mensa declare Mahama so na winning presidential elections no meaning baby efi ama easy for yi o ma no nti ehwe na ntro ni akohwi nkanka ni social media ya abaso yi abefo social media de omu de piti so sa te ya ye kan mama ehwe ye mo break kakra ehwe yi ya sese ya omo din kofo ma go abonten se omo ko demonstration omo ma egufie ai dwedwe ho ai bisu ma gu villa ewo abochi na da bia na omo de e ka omo ko na nka Ghana yeti de eti ya se enipa adwen mu bebue na akohwise ma omo di no obi ekenkan a obi hu se asemu de entoso mu ti e ka omo ko na nka education no free education no ka amasukwa na ka Ghana 40 ho na asem no ye ntiase na ye swallow no sa nti ladies and gentlemen of the media enu anom ni adofo no se ye wo Christmas mu nti ye ma mo nche ba ye pese ye sisudua se 2020 elections no eye election e course kama emu da ho election there ebe ya any say be transparent and open any be da ho mo bia ehum now from the word go from voters registration easy for ama election any da ho sa abepim dem enti omo be hwe omo dwuma ni say omo be hwe elections say e course ya na course ye te say cordial European Union ECOWAS any other international observers nyano omo ajatum say abana Ghana to here ifini echi bia eni ho na need the hospital transparent nti ye kama Mahama ne supporters ati say no krenim ni or lose election no now John Dramani Mahama has lost the election and I repeat say on Tiasia so lose the election now otimi court yes you beba I be facing no court I want try and lock bill 2024 say the party for Virginia to dia na ma on fanko for life India grow was treated society na security agencies so e bo ma ba so say o my professional o my o modwuma no pepe so na ahoroba Mahama ne nkofo hye wo mu nya no o mo atimagina pintin aye adwuma no de eda na emom no akina asem de untimi nkyere